The summer is heating up with Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four.
Line them up, Johnny!
On July 25th.
Time to save the planet.
What's the plan?
Trust me, I hate that
It's a
plan.
bad plan. Come on.
Terrible
That's a
idea.
stupid plan.
Prepare for fantastic.
We will face this together as a family.
Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four. First steps. Only in theaters July 25th. Rated PG-13. Some material may be inappropriate for children under 13. Get tickets now.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it. Guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
I knew it. Another Hurrdat Media production.
Hey, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
Oh my gosh, so many of you guys have been DMing us. When are you guys going to talk about the Love Island finale? When are you going to talk about what's going on? So we are making sure to get this episode out to you guys because we do have thoughts, not necessarily on the finale, some things, but more so on all the drama that's happened post the villa. So that's what we're going to talk about on today's
episode.
episode.
Believe I listened to Call Her Daddy and Huda, okay?
Yeah. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts. And just so you guys know, we are on Patreon where we have like really fun chats. We do 2 additional episodes. So be sure to join our Patreon if you guys have not, and join a really great community. But I want to
real quick. Are you planning on watching the Love Island after?
The Beyond the Villa?
Yeah, Beyond the Villa. There was season 6 people.
I don't know. Let us know if you guys are watching it. I don't really think so, to be honest, but maybe I will, like if I'm running it, like if I'm like doing things.
Yeah, let's see if it gets hype enough.
Yeah, and then we will, because I don't know, I've never like I wasn't like I loved it last season, but I wasn't, obviously we're all a lot more invested in this season. But so we never even talked about, you guys, when Ace and Shelly got taken out. So I just want to touch on that real quick because we didn't talk about that. And what was so funny is like during that dinner, they made Iris and Pepe the last one. So Iris and Pepe thought they were going home, but then it was Ace and Shelly who got home. And this was a complete shock to Ace and Shelly. And so I think it was deserving though, because at the end of the day, the way they all played this game was like, well, when you got your match, you got your match. So at least like you have that and you could leave now. So, I mean, that was just karma coming to them.
Yeah, it's deserving in the sense of how they have been perceiving it. But like as a viewer of Love Island for so long, I've been preaching about how this season has been so ruined because of what they've done. Like, I still think that was bullshit. It's like they were the longest couple. Like they literally should have been into the finale. Like everyone else like met on day like 26. I think people wrote it down like day 26 or something. And it's like so crazy that the only couple that was matched up from the beginning did not make it. Like this is why this season was so like did not make sense. But yeah, from your perspective and like how they were playing it, like, yeah, absolutely. Bye. Get out of my freaking screen.
Yeah. And I agree with you. Like, I think that they should have stayed. I think Taylor and Clark should have stayed. I also think that Ace should have closed off way sooner and he didn't. Because in his eyes, he needed to explore to win, but that's not how it works at all. That's not how this game is played at all. Like if you know, and that's it. So obviously in 4th place came Iris and Pepe, which I don't think they should have come in 4th place. Obviously, we all think that Huda and Chris did and we're going to talk about the post Villa stuff because I want to talk about what they've said in interviews.
Yeah, to me, that's the most interesting, by the way. Like, I just can't wait to hear what you've seen because like I'm not on TikTok like that, so like I see things obviously, but I'm just like and there's so much too.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, let's kind of just talk about that. The winners were obviously Amaya and Brian, which we all thought was going to happen. Nick and Landria. I mean, people saw something with them. So clearly they saw it and they voted for them. And so that's what happened. So now let's talk about, we're going to talk about like the Chris and Huda, the breakup stuff, what Chris had to say about it. I think what I want to talk about is Chris. Chris went on the Vile Files, I think. And, you know, they broke up. Like they were a couple that when, you know, didn't even make
in
it
the finale.
Yeah, they didn't even make it at the dinner. Like, they just did not vibe together well. But there was a scene at night where Huda wants to cuddle with Chris, and she's just like that type who really wants like love. And she's like telling him, if you don't cuddle with me in 3, 2, 1, you're gonna be really upset tomorrow. Here's my thing with that. And I understood where Chris was coming from about that, where he was kind of like freaked out about it. And you know, the next day, and Brian gave him such good advice. He's like, just have a good dinner. Like, it's going to be fine. Just have a good dinner with her. But my thing with that is like, let's for a second say roles are reversed. And Chris was saying that to Huda, like, you need to cuddle with me. If in 3, 2, 1, you don't, I'm going to be really upset tomorrow. And you're going to see like how I'm going to act towards you. You guys, if Chris said that to Huda, what would all of us think? We would be like,
no,
that's so
I know
silly.
what I would think, because I am disgusted that Huda did that. Like, I am literally like, I don't understand how she has the fan base that people think this is funny and cool. Like, I don't understand how you can watch this girl and not feel bad for her. I don't understand how you can watch this and be like, oh, this seems like a healthy, stable person. She's just a little toxic. No, she's not a little toxic. She's crazy. She's batshit crazy. Her manipulations are wild. When she does not get what she wants, she acts like a little child. She thinks that her guys are her kids. And 3, 2, 1, that's what you say to a child when you're trying to get them to come inside.
And this is something that Jeremiah has said. Yeah, and this is something that Jeremiah said. Jeremiah said, like, she treats me like I'm a child, and I'm not a child. And then we like see her doing those like 3, 2, 1 things, and it's just like, if roles were reversed, like, we are looking at it like that is very fucking toxic. And like, let her sleep. Like, Huda wants to sleep, like, let her sleep. You know, maybe she doesn't want to cuddle today. So and then when you try to explain it to the boys, I think that a lot of people are like, well, you know, you're the man, like, you should be able to, like, why wouldn't you want to cuddle her? But it's like, he's tired, and people don't play with their sleep. I swear to God, my husband does not play with his sleep. Before, like, when I dated him, when I, got engaged and stuff, like, his mom was like, one thing about Jacob is he does not play with his sleep. And I'm like, holy shit. And so they like had to like warn me about that. So there are some people who just don't play with their sleep. So, and I don't know why, for some reason, they only had them sleeping like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, like, he did confirm that on the Nick Viall show, saying that, you know, we knew we were only gonna get 3 hours of sleep, so like, I wanted to sleep, like, and there's nothing wrong with it, and it's nothing wrong if like they got 9 hours of sleep, and he said, I don't want to do this right now. Like, that is his boundary. He set those boundaries multiple times with her, multiple times, and she has the audacity to even, like, I really, like, you guys, even when me listening to her and call her daddy, like, she does open up a lot about her childhood, which we'll get into. I just don't understand how she has the fan base that she does. Like, I mean, good for her, but she irks me to my core. I cannot deal.
You know that TikTok banned her account.
Why?
So she had gotten up to 5 million followers, but we talked about this, that Huda has like this like fan base. It's like all like young. I would hope it's young people. I hope older people are not doing this.
Like,
but
they call themselves like Kirby or something. I don't know. They call themselves like a weird name. I don't even know. But go ahead.
No idea. But there was like someone who was in it that like released the text messages, and it's like a thing online that they have all together. And in the text, it said, in all the messages, it says like, hey, let's get Huda more followers to piss them off. Like, I just spent like $20. I bought her all these followers. So I think TikTok is seeing this like technicality that this is not like legit, and they ban the account. So I don't know if she is going to get it back. I don't think like TikTok's the type that cares if you're a celebrity or not. Whereas in like Instagram, they'll like, if you're a celebrity, like, you'll have pull. So I don't know, but like, yeah, she's blowing up following wise. And it's because like her fan base is doing weird stuff.
You did say that. And you guys, on Instagram, she is the number 1 person. She went up higher than Leah. She went higher than Molly May did. She has 3.8 million followers. She started with like 130,000.
There's literally text. Yeah, there's literally screenshots. Like, who else is gonna buy some for her and put it to her account? Like, So, yeah, there's literally text of it. So I think TikTok flagged it and then banned her account because they're like, no, this is not authentic. Like, you're not going to do this, especially with how this has probably been going on for like the last like 3 weeks consistently every day, you know? So, yeah, her account got banned. Another thing that Chris, like, you know, Chris got a lot of backlash because, when, you know, Huda said, this is obviously not going to work in the real world and we have long distance, you know, like she was wearing heels and he had carried her to the like romantic dinner. But then when she asked to be picked up after like she basically ended things with him, he was like, I'm not going to pick you up. So they asked him like, you know, why he didn't pick her up and all this stuff. And he talked about the thing. He's like, we established that we were going to be friends. And I feel like that type of treatment is princess treatment that I would do for like my girl or somebody I would get to know. He's like, I'm a gentleman. So I still wanted to put my hand down. Like, I'll help you. I'll walk you down if I need to, but I'm not going to carry you because we're not on that level anymore. So I just didn't think it was right for me to do that. That's just how I roll. I feel like that they are all princesses and want that treatment no matter what. Maybe it's because I'm big as hell and I probably should have just did it because of that. But I feel like mature people really understand why. I didn't really want her to be the one to end things. I just gave her the opportunity because I told her I still wanted to test the connection outside the villa. And she was kind of anxious about the long distance thing and us being able to test certain things in our connection. And that ended up being the result of why she chose to be friends. And then the reason Chris responded in the way he did was he could tell where she was getting at. My intention going into that day and that conversation was not to end things at all. I wanted to keep things going just to figure it out.
No, which I thought that was weird. Like, no, you knew exactly what you should have done. Like in that relationship, you knew that you guys don't have that connection that you deserve and you want. So like, you should have ended it with her.
And I didn't like his reaction though. I will be honest. I didn't like when like she was like, well, I think this is not going to work. And you know, again, that construction worker, like when you turn down a construction worker and then they're like, well, you're ugly, bitch. I always talk about that. But like, it gave me those vibes where it's like, okay, like let's try to pretend like we can handle rejection, you know? And so it did give me that vibes that I thought was weird. I didn't like that with him. But with the whole picking up thing, when emotions are high and like you just like you ended things and like, even though he knew he was never going to take her seriously, I could see him being like, I'm not going to pick you up, but like he should have.
No, I don't even think he should have. The fact that she even thought that he was going to, like, as someone that I just broke up with someone, basically, I just said we're not going to work out. My ass would jump in that motherfucking water with my feet and walk like a proud woman and get myself there. I don't need no man to carry me, okay?
Oh, yes, exactly.
So, like, yeah, so like to sit there and be like, oh, okay, like, oh, again, like victim, like you guys, I just don't understand. Like, I can't watch her on my screen anymore. Like, you know, many times I had to like pause even the Call Her Daddy because I don't like it the way she talks. I really cannot do it.
Yeah. He said me and Huda are friends. He said we're all staying in an Airbnb right now, her and the other finalists. And I feel like us being able to not,
by the way.
yeah, us being able to not be forced to do anything and be able to chill and vibe out. We're developing a good friendship. And they were staying at an Airbnb, but then obviously like Ace and Shelly and Alandria all dipped. So I don't know how long that was. So, yeah, I thought it was interesting to hear his take on it because I was going to talk about it, but I was like, let's get his take on it as well. The reunion, by the way, it doesn't film until the end of August. And here's why I think it doesn't, because all of them are like doing interviews. They're like, you know, and Leah even like posted, she was saying like, she's worried for the Islanders. Like she doesn't watch it, but she's worried because like all these influencers are trying to get content with them. And it's like in a year, they're not going to even talk to you ever again. So she's like, she was like looking out for the Islanders where she's like, you guys need to be careful. But a lot of people are like, that's so dumb that the reunion isn't filming until the end of August. But I think it's actually smart because I hope that every single one of them actually watched the show.
Yeah.
Like all they're seeing is clips and they're not understanding. Like even like Amaya, the way that she was able to just like move forward with Ace, like I actually want you to watch everything. Like even like Huda, I want Huda to see like the Ace stuff too in detail. And because I want to get their opinion on how it felt versus like, you know, Amaya was like, well, me and Ace are good. You know, I'm like Ace's biggest hater. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you don't agree with it, but I am. So I'm just like, no, like he really, a show that I've enjoyed so much got ruined this season. And I do think a lot of it had to do with how he made things happen. And I mean, he doesn't control people, but these people ended up listening to him. So like, I just want every single one of them to watch. Even Nick, like you need to watch the whole thing so you understand why Jeremiah is like fuck you, because Jeremiah Nick followed Jeremiah on Instagram and Jeremiah never followed him back, and Nick was like, I saw that. And he's like, I have a lot to address about it at the reunion. And I hope receipts come out and they see things. And it's like, no matter what, Nick, like, yeah, we give Ace shit, but you were so fucking shady with Jeremiah because you knew Jeremiah outside of the show. You guys worked with each other. So you knew him. And that's why he thought of you as a best friend. Because like you guys had that connection and you did so much shady shit behind Jeremiah's back.
Yeah, and the receipts they're talking about are so silly because Taylor went on Nick Viall as well, and they like obviously asked that question, like the way that you guys like talk me through basically why you guys voted Jeremiah, and like Taylor did say like they don't show like when the girls are getting ready or before bed, like Jeremiah would say a lot of things to us, and like apparently Jeremiah said, I'm just gonna go all in on this girl, and I'm gonna make sure that she only talks to me or something, but like. What was even that? Like, if that's your receipt, what's the problem with that? Like, he was talking about Adrena. Like, what is the problem with that? Like, why are you guys so like, why do you guys make it seem like he has to talk to every girl or like the girl that he likes has to talk to you guys?
Yeah. And I don't see him saying that, but you guys all said he gets like closed up with, like, he's almost closed up with Huda. And you guys have a problem with that. He ends things with Huda because like you guys have a problem with him not ending things and all the drama that she's bringing to the show and bringing to the island. And so he ends things and you guys have a problem with him ending things with her. I swear to God, they were like weirded out about it. Then he gets this girl and they have a problem with him exploring and then making this connection with her. And it's like, he ended things when you guys thought he should. He he handled stuff and it was like, no matter what, he was damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. I just hope Jeremiah goes into this strong because like Nick said, like, oh, Jeremiah didn't follow me back. Like I have things to address with him. And then I saw like yesterday they were together. They weren't like next to each other. It's not like they did TikTok videos with each other, but they were in the same group. And I'm like, oh gosh, because I don't want them to be, because I want the reunion thing to be hashed out. And I don't want Jeremiah to forgive him. Like I want Jeremiah to stand on business and be like, bro, no matter what, you fucked up, I
think you could still stand on business and still forgive someone and be cool now, like moving forward, because like, this is like a little family and like it's like, you don't want to be left out on things either. Like they clearly like to me, the most stuff that would bother me as like a person being in the villa is them coming out and like seeing everyone hang out and you're not part of that. Like that would get me so like sad. So it's like, I feel bad for some of them.
Well, who do you think is on the out?
I'm just saying in general, if you see that, like I haven't followed them. I'm just saying I can see that happening a lot. And like, you're just like, oh my God, why am I not invited? Especially if you don't even live in LA. Like that's probably why they need to get your B&Bs with each other, just because you need to be like in LA to like hang out with people.
Well, imagine Sierra.
Oh, I know. Oh my God.
Imagine how she's feeling. The thing about like holding people accountable in 2025 is that I don't agree with what Sierra did. I don't agree with it at all. And I don't even know how she made that mess up. I don't know how you could think, and your shit's all public. And like, I don't know how you can think that you would say that and someone would not get offended by that. Like, I really don't understand that. But she did it, right? And my thing of like a toxic person is someone who literally screenshots that and holds on to it in case they see Sierra like getting big or something. And that's exactly what happened, right? Someone did that. They held on to it on purpose to put it out there at one point. And like my whole thing is like Sierra, she held herself accountable. She knows how to talk, right? But like she had an apology video. She did what everyone wanted, which was like apologize and say like, I'm going to learn and I'm going to do better. What more do people want from people? And why do they owe you this? Like, and that's where Love Island has fucked up, is that they've let the audience control this like narrative. They've let the audience like control like how, if people should be involved, if they shouldn't. But it's like, at the end of the day, she apologized. She came out, like, was the video a little bit cringe? Kind of. She was wearing like an empath sweater and stuff. But what more? Like, I don't get it. Like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
And shame on the Islanders, honestly. Like, I can't wait to see the one person that first hangs out with her or reaches out to her, because good for them, because you know her at the end of the day, you know her heart. Did she say something wrong? Yeah. Have we all said something wrong? Yeah. I just sent Rexy on a TikTok, like, about someone saying, damn, like, if someone really digs up my shit, like, because back in the day, this was like a year ago. So, like, of course, like, this is different than saying something back in 2010, but it's like, you have to be able to forgive people. And if you think that person's a good person because you just spent 6 weeks with them, like, you should give that person grace when you come out of the villa and like still hang out with them and still be with and like still reach out, hopefully.
But
So,
I get why they don't, though, because Chantal,
scary. I know people will go ham.
Sierra, like, on Instagram, like, put on her story, ask me anything, and everyone's like, oh, look at desperation came through. Then she like made another post, and I was like, she apologized. I commented, and they were like, and I said, like, she apologized. Like, everyone should just like move on. Because like, what more can she do? And then like, people were commenting, and they're like,
let's see what she does. Like, maybe she will do something that's like very like, cool and different. She does teach other people things. It's like, that's what you want, is to see the growth, and you want to see people being able to make mistakes and then move past it.
And then like these like burner accounts, like they even DM'd us and they were like, you don't speak on this. Like, who the fuck are you? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my gosh, like all I said was like, she apologized. Like, let's, people move on. I mean, at the end of the day, who are we to judge? I swear it's crazy because I feel like the loudest people who get so mad about this, except if it's to them, then I understand. But it's like the loudest people who are, let's say, like, just like, a regular, like, whatever, they're not in this culture or anything. And they are like mad about it. And they're so like fired up about it. It's like, to me, those people are projecting because they've said some crazy ass shit, and that's why like you're so affected. But yeah, we had people like responding. They were like, who are you to tell us to move on? We're not going to move on. It's like, damn. So I get why, like, because you know what they're doing right now? Shelly and Landria still follow Sierra, and everyone's like, oh, you follow this person who did this, like, had a racial slur, but like you unfollow Huda. And so it's like, God, like, I get why they don't, but I'm like, damn, like this whole experience just went away from Sierra.
They shouldn't get bullied into doing something they don't want to do. Like, again, like if I was someone who like, felt someone's genuine, didn't feel that they are that type of person and they made a mistake in their past, like, that's okay. Like, everyone needs to relax.
Yeah. Well, Nick spoke about Sierra's exit, and he talks about it, and he was like, it was a completely normal day. She just left. And he said that producers brought him in, gave him a very vague reason for her exit. And he was like, it was some sort of personal reason or something along those lines. And he's like, I was never told the details. And he said that he had a close relationship with Sierra because they were exclusive basically. And he was definitely strongly considering leaving Fiji with her since they had just closed off their relationship, but he felt lost and confused because he had no idea why she was kicked off. And he's like, yeah, right. And he's like, I had to talk with myself and behind the scenes kind of stuff. And I also told myself, if whatever is happening in the outside world is something I don't align with, then that could be perceived as me supporting that. So I did give myself the chance to stay in the villa. Okay, so that just tells me that the producers literally said to him, listen, I don't think you should go because there is something that came out. And like, I don't think you should go, because why would you right away, this is a girl that you really like, why would you right away jump to the conclusion that it's going to be something that doesn't align with your values?
You know what, though? Because the only thing that I will give them, some of them grace about, that maybe they had an inkling, if, the producers didn't really tell them, is because when that first thing happened with Yulisa, no one knew what happened, but like other Islanders probably came in and told them, like, dude, this is what she did, low key. And so like they probably had a reason, knowing that someone can leave because something gets brought up in the past. So like maybe he thought that way. I still think producers probably said something more for him to understand, like, listen, if you do leave, it could be something like this. But I think that they all knew probably why Yulisa left at the beginning at some point, because someone, other Islanders that came in told them.
Yeah. And so now that the season 7 has wrapped and he's learned about like everything, Nick said, coming out now, seeing what it is and whether or not those values believe in what I value, now I can have a better perception on it. And he said he wasn't ready to really switch as fast as possible. It wasn't like that. And Alandria and I had talked about that. We both had strong connections. She had that strong connection with Taylor, and I had a strong connection with Sierra. So for us, it was more like we felt lost and confused together throughout those first couple of days. And then he says it took a lot of time and a lot of conversation and really feelings lost together. And that's what bonded them. And then as for Sierra, he said that he has not reached out to her and he has not talked to her. And he didn't make it like he was going to reach out and talk to her. And I think that, like, no matter what, like, you owe her a conversation.
Yeah, I think it's really fucked up. Like, again, like, people like you were closed off with her in that villa, and you could just say like, hey, this experience like was great. It's unfortunate what happened. I don't align with those things, and I'm okay with us not being, friends, but you should have a conversation, like grow up and have a conversation with someone. I do think it will happen. I think like, at these times of some of these interviews, like they've only been out 48 hours. They've only been out 72 hours. So it's like, there's still so much, and so like, I do think that they will. And I would be shocked that the first time that they see each other or say anything to each other is at the reunion. Well, she probably won't even be at the reunion actually, but yeah.
Which I think that sucks too. I mean, they've been out for like 5 days, and I don't know, because like my whole thing with Nick, like I love Alandria. If you guys listen to our first episodes, I was Team Alandria from day one. And I just thought she could do so much better than Taylor. And some people are like, well, like we ship their relationship. I just don't like Nick because now we find out that Jeremiah and Nick worked with each other and knew each other outside of the villa. And that's why Jeremiah like viewed him as a best friend and said like, Huda, can you tell him about you being a mom? And the way he turned on Jeremiah, like for like, just, I don't know if he felt like that was like in the better interest of him. And then with Sierra and stuff, like, I mean, I think he, when they closed off, if you're closing off with someone, it's because you really fucking like them. So for you not to leave, like still, it's very weird to me because like you really, really like them. Like if right now, I guarantee if Shelly got taken out and said, you're going to leave the show and Ace doesn't really know why, I can see the one thing I'll give Ace, I can see him leaving with Shelly.
Yeah. And like, I would respect that more and then you come out and say, okay, like I didn't know it was this. So like we're working through things, we're talking through things, but like you be loyal, like be a little bit loyal. Like you don't really even know what happened and you weren't loyal at all. So like how would you be loyal to me in this relationship?
Yeah. So that's
if
why
I make a mistake, you're gonna run right away. Like that's not someone I want to have.
That's why I don't, but that's why, Chanel, I always said Nick is never going to take Sierra seriously outside of this. And he just closed off because of the whole Elon thing. Like I knew it. So I always clock Nick as a phony, and it has nothing to do with Alandria because I like Alandria and I think that she deserves better. But I mean, we'll see how it goes with them. If they really
seem like they're still continuing the relationship, by the way.
Yeah. Another thing.
Let's talk Iris and Pepe real quick.
Because, I was going to say that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Pepe or Iris met up with TJ, and there were pictures. Like, who the hell got those pictures? Because they were like hugging really like tightly. So everyone's like, "Oh my god, they're back together." But then Iris and Pepe went on an interview together, and she basically said that she had the conversation with TJ, like giving them closure. Like, I'm in this relationship with Pepe.
So yeah, so there was an Airbnb and it was outside of Austin's Airbnb, and everyone on TikTok is saying that TJ called TMZ to like capture those pictures. I don't know though, but TJ obviously thought that there was something there with Iris and he had a chance. And it's crazy because Iris and Pepe are like, they're like, no, we like each other. And Hannah actually posted a picture of like this song, and you could see Pepe's hat in the background. So she wanted people to know that her and Pepe had that chat.
Which is crazy because at the time Pepe told us they didn't yet. They just like had the time. So I am curious how that goes.
Yeah, but that hat thing happened after the interview.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So so it looks like Iris and Pepe are staying together. And like TJ keeps making like TikTok videos about like the song Iris, and he's like, oh my gosh, look what song I have to hear. And everyone's like calling him thirsty and stuff, but I don't know. I think he really had genuine feelings for Iris. So it does suck for him.
Yeah, but he is definitely going above and beyond just be funny and like get the views because like at the end of the day, like Iris and Pepe now have had a longer time spent together. So it's like,
True.
yeah. So now she does like him more than she liked you. She had like 6 days with you, dude, because like when she met TJ, they went to Casa More. And then like 3 days later, he got voted off the island. So like they haven't had that much time.
Yeah. Shelly and Ace leave the villa and they kind of say they're going to go on like a social media break. I do think that Ace is someone who's very sensitive and he's probably dying with the backlash that he got from some people. And they are like going on a little bit of a break, but Huda goes on to call her daddy. And
So
after
Amaya. So Amaya and Huda both get called
Oh,
her
yeah.
daddy, which is a big deal because like only last season, I think only Leah did.
Yeah, and Amaya does say like she did feel a switch up with a lot of the people once they found out she was the most popular one, and hers was like a cute video, but like with Huda, as soon as Huda's was over, Alandria and Shelly unfollow her on social media, and then Shelly makes a statement and basically like says like to all those supporting me, even if you didn't, like just spread love and whatever. But I do know that Huda in one of the interviews with Access Hollywood, she's like, I don't want people to be like spreading hate or anything. So she did say that. But the one thing that pissed me off with the Huda interview is that Huda was like, you know, like trying to like say, oh, I'm done with Jeremiah. Like I'm going to address him at the reunion. Like he was on this thing where this like streamer Kai said something about me and he just stood there and laughed. And it's like, Huda, you are not deserved. You don't like, he is not going to sit there and he's actually been so respectful about you. He said he's not going to comment on you. Like he doesn't want to talk about you. And he's been so respectful and so careful of what he says. You literally called him a bitch. You literally said he's not shit. You literally like said all these crazy things about him. So it's like, what do you expect? Like, he's not about to sit here and defend you. He's not talking shit about you. Like if he smirks, then he smirks. Like, I don't know what she expects from people. I mean, if people are talking about Shelly, is she out here like getting involved and saying, don't speak about Shelly? I don't know.
No, and you know what? Like, I mean, I didn't listen to the full interview because it was like an hour and 20 minutes. So I think I got to like 35 minutes of it. And the way that you guys, it's just it's the same pattern with her. The way she repeats, the way that she thinks that she is a shit, only what her opinion matters about herself matters. She doesn't care what anyone thinks. She thinks that everyone should bow down to her. She is mentally like not all the way there. I promise she's not. She's not, you guys.
She like also they ask her about like her baby daddy, and this is who the daughter has been with for the last like 6 weeks. And she says like, oh, like we were really broke, like, you know, we were broke, like he didn't have that ambition. And then like my kid was colic and then we would take turns, but then the baby would be crying and he wouldn't get up. And it's like, dude,
well,
okay.
no, she talked a lot. She talked a lot. She said he cheated on her multiple times. Like he was such a toxic relationship. She would like stalk his location. She knew that he was cheating. Like he cheated on her so many times. And then like when and this was like, they're 18 years old, right? So like they are young. And so this relationship was not a good relationship regardless. And she blamed it all on the cheating. But she would take him back each time. And then she finally found out she was pregnant.
Right. So she would take him back and then she has a baby with him. And it's like, okay. But my whole thing is like, he's been with your child for 6 weeks. Okay. Like he's been with your kid for 6 weeks. Like I wouldn't even be talking about that. I would have just been like, he's honestly a wonderful father. I'm not going to like talk about like, you know, having a baby is very, very stressful. So
because I think to her, and I think to her point, like she even gave the schedule. She's like, listen, I'm with her Monday through Friday. He picks her up the days that I'm not with her, which is probably Saturday. And I get her back Friday, Saturday, and I get her back Sunday. She's like, I'm with her 24/7. So I think she feels that entitlement. And I think that's fair. I think like we all just are like, oh my God, you just left her. But like, if she really is the last 5 years been with her every single day, it's like, yeah, she is the main provider.
Yeah, if that's the case, that is fair. However, I will tell you something that as a mom, and this isn't mom shaming because I'm just like, as a mom, like my firstborn daughter, even if I have interviews or stuff like with Access Hollywood, which they were doing in the hotel rooms, by the way, before they flew out, as a mom, like she said, oh, I haven't even seen my daughter yet because like she's celebrating her birthday with my ex, and they went to a different state. And which is crazy because Chantal, he's apparently from Michigan. So they went to Michigan. As a mom, if I've missed my daughter's like first grade graduation and now I've missed her birthday, no matter what, I am telling the producers or whoever, I need to fly out to see my daughter, and then I will come back to LA. And if you guys need me to do interviews and all this stuff, I will absolutely do that. But the first person I'm going to see, no matter what, is my daughter. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, you're being very harsh about this. Me personally, as a mom, I literally die if I'm, one night away from my child. So for my children. So, and especially if it was their birthday, the guilt I would feel. Now, if a man did this and a man like sat there and flew to LA and he's staying at LA for about a week or so, and he still hasn't seen his kid, I'm saying you're a deadbeat. So to me, like, that's not normal. And I'm not going to make that normal. I think that is a very fucking weird thing, and it's a red flag. And some people are gonna be like, well, there could be obligations or whatever. If she sat there and looked at them and said, I need to see my daughter, they're not gonna say no, period. It's not gonna happen. I would fly to Michigan to see my daughter. Whether I'd bring her back to LA with me or not, I don't know, but I need to see my kid, and I need to hug her, and I need to be there on her birthday, period.
100%. I think for her to not see her kid, the first thing when she does is land is the craziest thing. I think she did say and call her daddy. She did though. And
no, she didn't. She said that she hasn't seen her yet because she's been at Michigan with her dad, or she's been at a different state with her dad for the birthday.
Oh, on Call Her Daddy, you're saying that on the other one.
I don't know if it was like, I don't know where it was.
Let me see what she said. Hold on. Because she said, okay, hold on. First of all, my daughter and her dad fully aware what I was doing. Hold on, let me see. Oh, because she said the crazy thing that happened to her was people call CPS, and this is when she went crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, and she goes like, let's be so serious right now. She goes, my daughter's dad was fully aware of what I was doing. He was fully okay with it. He signed consent. We had the conversation. We're fine. Me going to a show does not make me a bad person. You know how many mothers are doing tours and around the world and are doing all these things and they can't see their kids? It doesn't make me a bad mom to do something for yourself in that way at all. And then Alex co-signed her.
And okay, but that's not her seeing her. Yeah,
I know, but I because in the beginning though, she did say, hold on.
I really don't think she saw her, Chantal. She's been in LA.
But isn't that where she lives though?
No, they're from they're not from LA. She's from the Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and look, it doesn't make you a bad mom, but also damn, you have no access to your phone. So for 6 weeks, you don't have access to your phone. So there are things that yeah, you can go on a tour and maybe your kid will fly in or not, but you have no access to your phone. So you're not talking to your kid at all. It's a lot. I mean, I personally, I couldn't do it. I don't think maybe going on the show would make her a bad mom. I think if I was a child and I saw my mom and saw that she left me to do that stuff, she's going to get deals and it's going to be good for them financially. So that's going to be great. But I still feel to me, money isn't the end all be all. So I think time and you being there, does this mean now you're not going to be there as much? I don't know. Personally, if I was a kid and my mom did that, I think I would have some resentment. I don't know. But just her not going home straight to her daughter, no matter where her daughter is, to me tells me what I felt about her and what I would feel about a man doing it.
Yeah, I think coming out of the villa, the first thing you should have made sure was going to be there is your daughter is going to be wherever you were.
Yeah, for sure.
And just hold her and hug her. It's been a long time.
Yeah. She did say something about her dad. She said that when she was 15, I don't know, because she insinuated, there were things about her dad that her family didn't believe. And
sexual stuff.
She insinuated that, but she didn't say that. So
yeah, but then even Alex ended up saying the word, and then she didn't correct her.
Yeah. So
and she also told us that her dad, and you guys, this is I know this is crazy, but she also said growing up she saw her dad hit her mom. And Middle Eastern families, this is so it's not right, but it's very common and it's very normal to see, especially I don't know exactly what culture they are, but it's very normal to see a husband hitting the wife. It's something that it's just wild, but it is. And even if my dad, if I ever had to go back and tell my dad, my husband hit me, he would tell me to still stay. That's just how crazy and ingrained they are to seeing it. My dad has never hit my mom ever. I've never seen that in my life. My mom would hit my dad more.
100%.
Yeah. But it's such a thing that we've seen and heard about so many times that I'm sure that messes you up as a kid. And I'm sure like a lot of people are like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's
But
trauma.
but it is so common in
Yeah.
Middle Eastern families.
Yeah. I do think though with our generation, it's literally like like it's done. Like our
You
generation, it's
can't do that.
nothing.
Yeah, you can't do that now in our marriages. Absolutely not. Because like we're all in America and like you can't do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I know that is crazy.
It does like I will give her like, like we understand people. So like obviously like she's had a very traumatic childhood. It really shapes her and makes us understand as a human being why she is the way she is. But that doesn't negate and that doesn't mean that you can't grow and try to be a better person. Like I hope she really like even after the show, even though she's getting so much love and she's saying I don't give a shit what anyone thinks as long as my family thinks I'm good, blah blah blah. That's what she keeps saying. But it's like no, you should watch the show and try to grow a little bit for yourself, a little bit more for your family. Like you have problems and it goes to show that maybe a lot of it is traumatic and it comes from your childhood. So like you should go see someone, you should go talk to someone because there is a lot of things that you need to work through.
Yeah. So following that interview, Shelly and Alandria unfollow her. Do you feel like Shelly and Alandria have reason to unfollow her?
I didn't get to that part. So like I don't know what did she say about I didn't get to the part where she was talked about them.
She said that she liked Ace. Like she did think Ace was cute, that she liked it. That's why I want her to watch the show because Ace like did her so wrong so many times. And maybe that could have been like why Shelly unfollowed her, or, like the Huda fans are going in on Shelly. A lot of them are trying to make this like a race thing, like where, some people are going in on, Shelly and Alandria because they're, black and some people are going on Huda because of what she is. And it is becoming like that. So I don't know what you think about that.
I just see the context about it, but like I hate when people involve like race if it has nothing to do with what they actually have said, So it's like don't assume something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I guess I don't really know. That's like a touchy subject and stuff. I do see that, but with Huda supporters, they're all kinds of different people. So I don't know. I wish that like they can all just come out and say, listen, like Huda comes out and says, do not give Shelly and Alandria hate, like bait for me. And then Shelly and them can do the same thing,
And I think it's like just so dramatic on any of them to come out. Like you guys have been out 72 hours. You're already following people. Like, can you guys just live your life for a little bit? Like, can we see what happens? Like, why are you guys trying to cause so much drama?
They just all need to like actually watch the show. But if they are getting like hates, like Huda's getting CPS called on them. Shelly and Alandria are getting horrible things. Maybe I haven't seen it, but they, maybe like really racist things said to them. That is like it's the internet. The internet's like so fucking disgusting and toxic. And the internet, like, I don't know, where are these like people's moms and dads? Like
crazy. I really can see Ariana like saying like I can't do another season because how hateful it's gotten. Like she hates it so much when people do that. And I can see her saying I'm not doing another season.
Well, and that's why Andy Cohen is joining her, because I feel like she wouldn't be able to handle backlash if people said she did things wrong or didn't, hold one person accountable. So, yeah, I don't know, you guys. It's crazy. I'm sure we're going to do another episode because there's so many things that are happening with this. So we'll probably be back. But let us know what you guys thought of this episode and just like us recapping like what's been happening post Villa. If you guys enjoyed this. But thank you guys.
I want to say one more thing. And if the reunion's at the end of August, like there was 5 couples that came out, 6 couples that came out of this. Like you guys, we're going to see 2 couples that are still together by the end of August.
I don't know. I think they're going to be like excited to, if the hype is still there, they're going to stay together no matter what.
Okay. We shall see.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Have a great weekend. Bye guys.
Bye guys.